Welcome back to the channel, little flexers. My name is JW Krewall, aka flexdaddy, and this is the best place to be to learn about the Pokemon TCG. Everyone has a favorite starter Pokemon, be it Charizard, Alligator, or whatever this thing is. In today's video, we throw favorites right out the window to showcase the top 10 best cards featuring starter Pokemon. Coming in at number 10 is Torterra from the Brilliant Stars expansion. Torterra's main attack, Evo Press, does 50 damage times the number of evolution Pokemon you have in play. That means Evo Press can cap out at a whopping 300 damage. While your board state has to be just right to do this much damage, Torterra is one of the only starter Pokemon cards on this list that can hit this high of a number without weakness. Gold star, Torterra. In at number 9 is Alligator. Alligator's Riptide attack does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each water energy in the discard pile. Then shuffle all water energy from your discard pile into your deck. To assist in getting energy into the discard pile, Alligator had the Pokemon power Downpour, which allowed you to discard as many water energy from your hand as you liked during your turn. You can also play cards like Trash Exchange or Misty's Wrath to easily flood your discard pile with energies. Heh, get it? Flood your discard because it's a water Pokemon? Alligator could do upwards of 120 to 150 damage, which was enough to KO most Pokemon in the game at the time. This damage output and the fun discard mechanic are enough to vault Alligator to number 9 on our list. In at number 8 is the Fire Chicken Blaziken from Ruby and Sapphire. Blaziken has a Pokemon power that reads once during your turn before you attack, you may attach a fire energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. This power can't be used if Blaziken is affected by a special condition. This card saw play at the 2004 Pokemon World Championships, where a Blaziken-focused archetype placed second. Blaziken was awesome for powering up itself, or Blaziken EX to deal big damage to the opponent's threats. Energy acceleration was rarely seen from Fire-type Pokemon at the time of this card's printing, which makes this, in my opinion, the best Blaziken card ever printed. And at number 7 is Venusaur from Base Set. Venusaur's Energy Trans Pokepower says, as often as you like during your turn, before you attack, you may take one Grass Energy card attached to one of your Pokemon and attach it to a different one. Venusaur's Pokepower was never dominant during its time, but it did lead to some fun rogue strategies. Players that had enough patience in the face of energy removal and super energy removal, and could also avoid muck, could power up attackers like Chansey or Kangaskhan to deal big damage. After those Pokemon took a hit, Venusaur could move all the energy off of them and heal the Pokemon with Pokemon Center. While Venusaur didn't see a ton of play during its day, the power has been reprinted a few times with slight variations on cards like Meganium Heart Gold Soul Silver, Sceptile from Stormfront, and that fairy dude, Aromatisse. At number 6 is Infernape Level X from the Rising Rivals expansion. Infernape had an amazing Pokepower called Intimidating Roar, which stated once during your turn, before you attack, you may have your opponent switch his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. This disruptive Pokepower could bring a weaker Pokemon your opponent was trying to hide on the bench into the active, where it could be obliterated by Infernape's Fire Spin attack. One of the best parts about Infernape is that it's an SP Pokemon, which means that it has access to a whole mini engine consisting of Cyrus's Conspiracy to fetch resources from the deck, Poketurns to heal your attackers, and Energy Gain to allow your attacks to cost 1 less energy. This fiery monkey made waves in the competitive scene, even winning the US National Tournament in the Masters Division in 2009. Things are really heating up. At number 5 is Charizard and Reshiram Tag Team GX. I can hear the salty commenters now. But JW, this card has Reshiram on it, and Reshiram isn't a starter Pokemon. And in response I say, I simply do not care. This is my top 10 video, okay? Charizard is on the card, so it counts. Now sit down, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and keep listening. Reshiram and Charizard is a beast of a Pokemon with 3 very useful attacks. The first attack, Outrage, does 30 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. You could even use cards like Big Charm to increase its HP even further. With so much HP, this Pokemon is hard to KO in one hit and can pack quite a return punch with Outrage. Its second attack, Flare Strike, deals a solid 230 damage. But the highest hitting attack on this card is Double Blaze GX, which, with 6 energy attached, can swing for 300 damage. Pretty lit. Reshiram and Charizard saw a ton of competitive success during its time, in combination with the supporter card Welder to attach all those energy cards. It even got 2 placements in the semifinals of the Masters Division of the 2019 World Championships. With such high HP and such high damage output, it's no wonder Reshiram and Charizard come in so high on the list. In at number 4 is Empoleon from Dark Explorers. What makes Empoleon so interesting as a card is that it's both a great support Pokemon and a great attacker. Empoleon's diving draw ability allows you to discard a card from your hand in order to draw 2 cards. This can help you draw into more Empoleon, which can help you draw into more Empoleon, which can help you draw into more Empoleon. This attack was also pretty strong for its day. Attack command costs a single water energy and does 10 damage times the number of Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. One of the most popular ways to play Empoleon was with Dusknoir from Boundaries Crossed to spread damage across your opponent's field. With enough damage on your opponent's field, you could manipulate the damage counters with Dusknoir to take all 6 prizes in a single turn. Empoleon was also the featured card in one of my favorite decks that I've ever played, which utilized Recycle to get back resources from the discard pile and Max Potion to heal the Empoleons. I even got top 32 at a regional championships with this strategy. Empoleon has been featured in many competitive decks, which makes it the 4th best starter Pokemon card on the list. There are a couple of strong Decidueye cards, including Decidueye from Darkness Ablaze and Hisuian Decidueye V-Star. But coming in at number 3 is Decidueye GX from Sun and Moon. Decidueye GX has 1 ability and 2 attacks. Decidueye's Feather Arrow ability states, once during your turn before you attack, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. It has a Razor Leaf attack that deals a solid 90 damage and a GX attack that could recover necessary resources from your discard pile. Decidueye GX features prominently in decks during the 2017 season, with players playing this card in a variety of archetypes. Some opted to use it as a way to set up KOs on opponents' basic Pokemon like Zorua or Trubbish. Using Decidueye's Feather Arrow ability in combination with Ninetale GX's Ice Blade attack, Decidueye decks could quickly pick off threats from the opponent's board before they got fully set up. Another deck that featured Decidueye GX was the infamous Decidueye Vileplume deck, which abused Forest of Giant Plants to set up the trainer-locking Vileplume while spreading damage with Decidueye. Forest of Giant Plants allowed you to immediately evolve your Grass-type Pokemon, which allowed this strategy to go off from the first turn of the game. Decidueye GX was a feared Pokemon in its day and earned a spot at number 3. At number 2 on the list is Greninja and Greninja Break. Greninja had some strong competition from the recently released Radiant Greninja, but ultimately this deck terrorized the format to a point that I couldn't leave the card off the list. For tournament level competitive players, these cards were so polarizing as an archetype. On one day, it might run hotter than the sun, and on the next, it might fall flat on its face. Greninja has 2 attacks, Shadow Stitching and Moonlight Slash. Shadow Stitching reads, until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon your opponent has in play, in his or her hand, and in his or her discard pile, has no abilities. This includes cards that come into play on that turn. This ability was great to prevent other abilities such as Zoroark's Trade or Octillery's Abyssal Hand. Moonlight Slash was great for doing a bit of extra damage, but the real reason to play Greninja was so that you could use the Break. Break Pokemon were additional evolution cards that you could play on top of the final evolution. It could use all the same attacks of the prior evolution while gaining some HP and abilities. Greninja Break was insane for its ability Giant Water Shuriken, which allowed you to discard a water energy to put 6 damage counters on any of your opponent's Pokemon. Giant Water Shuriken was a nightmare for decks with evolutions to deal with, and when this deck set up, it was nearly impossible to beat. Greninja was even involved in one of the most iconic cheating scandals competitive Pokemon TCG has ever seen, but that's a story for another video. Coming in at number 1 is Blastoise from Boundaries Crossed. Blastoise's Deluge ability reads, as often as you like during your turn before you attack, you may attach a water energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. This is very similar to the Blastoise from base set with one small difference. This Blastoise can attach to any Pokemon, while base set Stoise could only attach to water Pokemon. This led to Blastoise being paired with Pokemon like Black Kyurem EX and Mewtwo EX to deal massive amounts of damage. Blastoise even won the World Championships in 2015. Blastoise is one of the rare cards that got better with age, just like a fine wine or my hairstyles. Speaking of other videos, you can catch another top 10 Pokemon card video coming up in just a moment. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more great content. If you think I left a card off the list, drop it in the comments section below. I always love arguing with viewers. God bless. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you later. And remember, good luck and also have fun.